Imagine building your entire life online. Your family, your home, your children's daily routines, broadcast to millions. For years, Ruby Franke was one of YouTube's biggest family vloggers. Her channel, 8 Passengers, painted the picture of the perfect Mormon household. Smiling kids, strict but loving parents, a life that seemed orderly, wholesome, blessed. But behind those curated thumbnails and cheerful intros, something darker was brewing. In 2023, the illusion shattered. Ruby Franke was arrested. Not for fraud, not for some tax mistake, but for child abuse. Her story has since become one of the most shocking downfalls in the history of social media. It raises chilling questions. How much do we really know about the influences we watch? How far can family vlogging go before it crosses into exploitation? And why didn't anyone stop it sooner? This is the disturbing rise and fall of Ruby Franke, a story of faith, control, denial, and a YouTube empire built on children, until it all collapsed. Ruby Franke was not a celebrity in the traditional sense. She was a mother of 6 from Utah who saw in YouTube what millions of parents saw: a platform to share, connect, maybe even make a little income. But unlike most, Ruby hit it big. Her channel 8 Passengers launched in 2015, featuring Ruby, her husband Kevin, and their 6 children. The formula was simple but addictive: daily vlogs showcasing family life, morning routines, birthday surprises, family vacations. The kids were the stars. Cute, obedient, sometimes mischievous, but always part of the storyline. Viewers felt like they knew them personally. The numbers exploded. Within a few years, the channel had over 2.3 million subscribers. Videos pulled millions of views. To fans, Ruby was a role model, a supermom balancing faith, discipline, and motherhood. She gave parenting advice. She lectured about responsibility, self-control, morality. But others saw cracks in the facade. Even before Ruby's arrest, critics were raising alarms about how she treated her children. On camera, she proudly described strict punishments that many found extreme. One of her sons had his bedroom taken away for months as punishment, forced to sleep on a beanbag in the living room. Another child was denied lunch at school because Ruby believed skipping a meal would teach accountability. In multiple videos, the children seemed anxious, withdrawn, or desperate for approval. Fans defended her. They said Ruby was just practicing tough love, that she was instilling discipline in a world gone soft. But skeptics began posting compilations on Reddit and TikTok. Clips that, when isolated, looked less like parenting and more like control. And then came Jodi Hildebrandt. Jodi was a licensed therapist in Utah who ran a counseling business called Connections Classroom. She preached a philosophy of truth, accountability, and repentance. To some, she was a spiritual guide. To others, a manipulative authoritarian. At some point, Ruby became close with Jodi. Very close. Their relationship blurred lines between therapy, coaching, and friendship. Ruby began parroting Jodi's language, her worldview. Together, they launched Connections, a project blending family coaching, religious rhetoric, and extreme discipline. Ruby's husband, Kevin, reportedly became estranged during this time, living separately. The children were left under Ruby and Jodi's control. And soon, the consequences would prove devastating. On August 30th, 2023, police in Ivins, Utah, received a chilling call. A 12-year-old boy had escaped from Ruby Franke's home. He appeared emaciated, with duct tape on his ankles and wrists. He begged neighbors for food and water. When officers entered the house, they found his 10-year-old sister in similar condition. Malnourished, injured, Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt were arrested that same day. The charges, 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. The nation was stunned. For years, Ruby had presented herself as a model parent. Now she was accused of starving, isolating, and abusing her own children. Videos of her strict parenting suddenly looked different. Not quirky, not tough love, But evidence. News spread like wildfire. YouTube terminated the 8 Passengers channel. Social media exploded with shock, anger, and disbelief. Clips resurfaced. Ruby laughing as her kids cried. Ruby calmly explaining why a 6-year-old didn't deserve lunch. Some asked, how did no one step in sooner? Millions had watched these red flags unfold in real time. Teachers, neighbors, fans, everyone saw something. But it took one desperate escape to stop it. Ruby's children were placed in protective custody. Kevin, who had been living separately, later spoke out against Ruby and Jodi. He claimed he too had been manipulated by Jodi's teachings. The story wasn't just about abuse. It became a referendum on family vlogging itself. Ruby Franke's downfall sparked a national debate. Should children be part of family vlogs at all? Unlike child actors, who are protected by labor laws and contracts, children in family vlogs often receive no compensation and no privacy. Their lives, tantrums, punishments, humiliations are broadcast for millions to see. Utah even passed a new law inspired by Ruby's case, allowing children featured in influencer content to demand their videos be taken down when they reach adulthood and ensuring they get a share of revenue. Ruby Franke had once been the face of wholesome family YouTube. Now she was the cautionary tale. In 2024, Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt both pled guilty to multiple counts of child abuse. Courtroom testimony painted a harrowing picture: children deprived of food, water, and safety. Psychological manipulation disguised as discipline. A household where suffering was rebranded as repentance. Ruby received a prison sentence of 4 to 30 years. Jodi was sentenced as well. In court, Ruby wept, apologizing, saying she had been deceived by Jodi's influence. Critics called it hollow, a refusal to accept full responsibility. The children, meanwhile, began rebuilding their lives in private, away from the cameras that had once defined them. The Ruby Franke case wasn't just about one family. It was about an entire industry. Family vlogging thrives because it feels authentic. Viewers see themselves in the chaos of parenting, the struggles, the joy. But Ruby's case shattered that illusion. It forced audiences to confront an uncomfortable truth. What we consume for entertainment might actually be exploitation. Every tantrum, every punishment, every private moment, monetized, packaged, sold. Ruby Franke was supposed to be the perfect mom. Instead, she exposed the dark side of a world where children cannot consent and where parents may lose themselves chasing clicks. Behind the headlines, the real tragedy lies with the children. For nearly a decade, their lives were a spectacle. Millions of strangers watched them grow up. Every mistake archived, every discipline immortalized online. And when the cameras turned off, things got worse. Isolation, starvation, abuse disguised as love. The internet may move on, but the scars, physical and emotional, remain. Ruby's downfall is a chilling reminder. The people smiling at us from our screens may not be what they seem. Ruby Franke's story is not just about a YouTuber who fell from grace. It's about how far we, as a society, will go to watch and what we're willing to ignore. How many red flags did we scroll past? How many times did people defend her strictness as good parenting, when in reality, it was cruelty? Ruby Franke built her empire on the illusion of the perfect family. That illusion made her rich, famous, and powerful. But it also blinded millions to the reality behind closed doors. And when the truth finally emerged, it was far worse than anyone imagined. Long pause, then soft and somber. Maybe the real question isn't just how Ruby Franke fell. Maybe it's how many more Ruby Frankes are out there right now, smiling into a camera, hiding something unthinkable.